Thank you, Bree. Of course, this deadly rampage in Texas hits pretty close to home as our city continues to mourn the loss of the 10 lives taken in a racist-fueled attack at Tops Supermarket on Jefferson Avenue. Now, many are being put in a position to relive the trauma that they are still working through. Joining us now is Dr. Michael Cummings, who is the Associate Medical Director at ECMC and is also a psychiatrist. Doctor, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
In your opinion, Doctor, how could this impact those that are still dealing with what's happening here at home in Western New York?
One of the big things all mental health professionals will say is we want to be cautious about overexposure to media, overexposure to social media, because every time someone sees this who is directly affected, or someone they knew, or even just because it resonated with them, it re-traumatizes them. So every time we see an event or see media covers these events for people who have risk for PTSD or other things like that, it can make that worse.
Now let's talk a little more specifically about the relationship with parents and kids. How do you talk to your kids about this type of violence that is constantly hitting our children these days?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, we have to talk about it, right? We actually need to give our kids time to ask the questions, and for us as parents and care providers or teachers to say, hey, we're going to take some time to talk about this. What are you feeling? What are you seeing? What are what are your thoughts about this? So we need to set aside a time for as a family with our children to discuss with them, but we do not need to overly discuss the exact details. We do not need to overly and ideally not allow individuals and our children to watch the feeds over and over again. This is going to be boots on the ground. It's going to be mental health professionals. It's going to be guidance counselors. It's going to be teachers. It's going to be, we need to make our families and our children feel safe. And that's a heavy lift right now. We need to help our children understand that and help our parents feel supported that that is the case, because that is the actual reality. But I will tell you, it's going to be very difficult over the next several days because of this new event.
Dr. Cummings, thanks for joining us tonight. We really appreciate your time, sir.